Welcome to Cortado Joe, where UFOs, consciousness, mushrooms, and ancient mysteries get weird fast. What if the biggest UFO cover-up is a mountain of terrible UFO content? Blurry clips, grifters, contradictory stories, AI slop, and just enough genuinely strange evidence to keep everybody staring at the screen. That is a deeply annoying strategy because, frankly, it works. Michels makes a compelling point. Flooding the zone with nonsense can bury a real signal more effectively than a clean denial. In the AI era, regular people can inspect footage, documents, and timelines, so the noise has to get louder. After enough time around this stuff, you develop a lie detector for the vibe. Somebody who sells certainty around every blurry light in the sky is giving you a product. Somebody who can say, "I don't know what that was," is instantly more interesting. Jacques Vallée has long held that balance: skepticism toward every individual account, openness toward the possibility of a larger phenomenon. That feels like the adult table in a field full of people arguing over pixelated triangles. There's also a darker possibility here. Disclosure may run on intermittent reinforcement: one credible witness, one odd document, one military encounter, then years of fog. The mystery becomes the machine. The strongest recurring UFO pattern may be nuclear sites. That alone deserves more attention than another video of a light doing absolutely nothing over somebody's backyard. The Ellsworth Air Force Base story involves security officers, a huge red orb, missing time, reported burns, and a live hydrogen bomb. Decades later, the witnesses reportedly held onto similar memories without reciting the exact same script. That kind of imperfect overlap can feel more human than a polished tale. Then there's Starfish Prime in 1962, a nuclear test wrapped in claims of strange footage, deck log anomalies, a retrieval operation, and lost records. The public record doesn't independently prove the whole story. It does leave a very fat question mark. Researcher Beatrice Villarreal has also examined roughly 105,000 pre-Sputnik transients on old Palomar observatory plates. Some reportedly line up with nuclear tests and resist easy explanations as defects. That's a lead, not a verdict, and it's the sort of lead that deserves serious replication. This is why non-human intelligence is the careful phrase. An anomaly can be real while its origin stays completely unknown. Extraterrestrial, artificial intelligence, something interdimensional, or something with a name we haven't earned yet. The bigger question underneath all this is whether consciousness observes reality or helps render it. Tom Campbell's video game analogy and quantum measurement debates make that sound less like incense shop chatter and more like a very hard physics question. Nobody has settled whether a human mind matters in quantum collapse, whether a detector is enough, or whether consciousness is doing something stranger altogether. The brain as radio idea is useful here. Damage a radio, and the music comes out distorted, yet that damage alone doesn't reveal where the signal originates. Likewise, neuroscience still has the binding problem: how separate neural processes become one seamless experience of being you. Parapsychology experiments with random event generators sit in this uncomfortable zone too. Michels presents them as controversial findings, not proof that people can mind control a roulette wheel from across town. Still, conventional neuroscience has some explaining left to do. Psychedelic experiences get dismissed with the word hallucination, as though that closes the case. A person can emerge from a mushroom experience morally transformed, convinced they encountered God and radically less afraid of death. The experience has consequences whether or not anyone filmed it in 4K. DMT researchers, including Andrew Gallimore, have tried to map recurring entities and bizarre high-dimensional forms across reports. Shared imagery raises a fascinating question: are people encountering a structured domain, or does the human mind come with remarkably similar surreal furniture? Terence McKenna took the fun route and suggested mushrooms could be interstellar agents. Panspermia, fungal resilience, and human evolution all get tossed into the blender. Michels calls fungi possible zip files of consciousness, which is either an incredible idea or the opening line of a spectacularly expensive sci-fi series. Claims that psilocybin shaped early hominin cognition, or that ergot-infected grains shaped agriculture and ritual, remain provocative hypotheses. They're great questions, and they're nowhere near settled history. The Betty and Barney Hill case shows why these stories are so difficult. Missing time, telepathic communication, later hypnosis, and the famous large-eyed entities all sit alongside media influence. A similar-looking creature had appeared on the outer limits shortly before their regression. A genuine strange event, trauma, hypnosis, cultural imagery, and perception itself can get tangled together until nobody can cleanly separate the strands. Travis Walton remains compelling because co-workers broadly maintain the core story, and he returned after 5 days with missing time, a full beard, and reportedly clean clothing. Consistency is suggestive. It still doesn't hand us the instruction manual for reality. Ancient civilization debates get spicy because the archaeological record is a sparse sample, not a complete library. Denisovans became a whole branch of human history from fragmentary remains discovered in 2010. Humility is warranted. Göbekli Tepe, Younger Dryas catastrophe theories, the Great Pyramid's precision, and reports of possible underground structures beneath Egypt all make investigation worthwhile. The standard has to be open replication, especially for proprietary satellite imaging claims. Show the method, let other people test it. Flood traditions across roughly 400 cultures may preserve memories of enormous regional disasters. Plato, the Younger Dryas, and Meltwater Pulse 1b make a better conversation than blanket dismissal or instant Atlantis certainty. Herodotus wrote about a vast Egyptian labyrinth with thousands of chambers, and later surveys reportedly suggest substantial underground structures. Ancient texts can inspire a search, even when their original explanation turns out to be wildly off. Michels also points to savant abilities, acquired mathematical gifts after brain injury, and remarkable reports involving non-verbal autistic people as challenges to simplistic models of cognition. These cases deserve respect, careful research, and zero exploitation. His broader speculation is that brains may filter consciousness, and some people may access a wider range of it. That's a massive claim. It also captures the recurring theme of this entire rabbit hole. Reality may be much stranger than our current categories. Keep your skepticism switched on and your curiosity fully charged. This is Cortado Joe, and the signal is still fighting through the noise. This episode was generated by Podkey. Create your own at podkey.fm.